even though I'm a resident of Dallas, and Dallas has a police force, I still have to travel outside of Dallas, and that's where it gets kind of sticky. You're thinking about at night, and you don't have the coverage that you used to have.
Yeah.
Let me take that one first. I just had an opportunity. I sit on the Mid-Willamette Area Commission on Transportation, so we meet monthly and we talk about regional transportation issues that include Polk County. And someone brought up an issue about a fatal crash that happened up near Red Prairie Road recently, and there have been a number of challenges with Highway 22, for example. And so we just had one here recently, and so someone in the around the table that represents a jurisdiction was saying, when's ODOT going to do something about that problem? And I rarely ever go to ODOT's rescue, but in this particular case I said, well, hang on a second. I don't think this is necessarily an ODOT issue first. I mean, Red Prairie Road and Highway 22 have intersected for a long time. I think what we have is a behavior problem, and that behavior problem can come from the lack of patrol. And people get it. I mean, they see it. I drove back from meetings in Salem yesterday with traffic going by me at 80 miles an hour in 5 o'clock quitting time traffic, westbound. And it's just amazing out there. But the minute that they see a patrol car of any kind sitting on the side of the road, it's amazing how much behavior changes. So I think that, to that question, and I know the sheriff's going to elaborate more, but I witness it and I complain about it every day. I've been deeply involved in safety corridor challenges for Highway 22 from Oak Knoll Road all the way to downtown, and have been trying to find a way to get that safety corridor back and get speeds reduced and help avoid the fatal collisions and the very serious crashes that have been going on there. But one of the problems that we face with trying to get some of that back is the very first question that comes out of ODOT and other jurisdictions is, how are you going to be able to enforce it? So that's the very first place we have to go to. So I keep expressing, if everybody's concerned about high-speed crashes and traffic-related crimes, that we need to have our law enforcement in the field. City police do not do that job.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. It is true. Speed kills. Statistically, you can see that. We do have a problem now with speeding vehicles. Some of the traffic stops, though, that they are making are when they're going from one call to another, and they're getting speeds on their radar now that are 80, 85, 90, 95, over 100 miles an hour. This is during the broad daylight. People have just grown accustomed to the fact that they don't have to worry about patrol deputies out on the highways. Occasionally a state trooper. I've talked with the superintendent of the Oregon State Police, and he does not have the resources to be able to put troopers over in Polk County out of the Salem office, and the McMinnville office is really short-staffed, and so they work primarily over in the west side of the county and in Yamhill County. But as a citizen of Dallas, you do have your police department here, and when you travel from here to Salem, once you leave the city limits, if you have a need for public safety or for law enforcement, it's the sheriff's office that's going to respond. It's not the city of Dallas, because you're a Dallas resident. They're not going to respond out to Highway 22 and Highway 99 and take care of a traffic crash that you might have been involved in. We've had situations at Clow Corner and Riddle Road. We had a Dallas resident and a Monmouth resident. It wasn't the sheriff, or it wasn't the city police from Monmouth or Dallas that came out. It was the sheriff's office that handles that. Now that same accident occurs, there's nobody available to respond to it. We had an accident just this morning down on Airlie Road. 2-vehicle crash. Nobody available to respond to that. And so the people ended up having to exchange information, and your fire department from the city of Dallas had to go down there and provide the traffic control and help them call for tow trucks and do the things that the sheriff's office does, but no investigation was done.
So I would also add, or ask the sheriff to add, the distinction. We get a lot of questions, and especially during this time when we're going out having these conversations about a tax levy, about, well, why can't the city police just go out? And why do we need the sheriff's office? We just said, there's no barrier there. Why can't the city police just go solve the problem? Why can't they just go do the work? And I think it's important that the sheriff help remind people or educate citizens about, the jurisdictional boundaries and the reasons why.
Yeah, it's yours. city tax that's paying for the resource for that police officer to be here inside the city. Once they leave, all peace officers in the state of Oregon have the same police authority. We can investigate stuff anywhere in the state. Realistically though, as a taxpayer, do you want your city police investigating something in downtown Salem from the city of Dallas? So it's an issue of where your resources are at, and if the city of Dallas goes out into the county because we're not available and they get involved in something, liability rests with the city of Dallas for anything that goes wrong. And liability is a huge issue that law enforcement deals with every day, because people are lining up every day to find us doing something wrong so they can file a lawsuit.